Rappers got me snoring when they rapping, yo, they bars. I be looking overhead, see the whole forest.
Yep.
Make it happen real quick, that's in a hurry. I'm judging all you rappers like a member of the jury.
So it would be like, I'm sitting here on the bus. People in my chat are always sus. Alright, people. We're gonna watch How to Get Better at Freestyle Rapping Setup Punchline by MACK. Now, I've been rolling with some rappers, with a rapper lately, AR, who has been actually making me rap a little bit more, freestyle, and I like it, and I want to get better at it. So why not learn from the best freestyler, freestyle rapper out there, in my opinion? You know, so we're gonna watch this video, maybe pick up a thing or two, and yeah, I'm a pro beatboxer, so I can do a little bit of or you know, but I'm not good at the you know, like rapping. I'm good at rhythms and that kind of stuff, but I wanna see and see if I learn a couple of things. Let's go. Shout out to you, MACK.
On setup punchline with no filler, and I'm focused on that. So either I'm gonna accomplish the setup punchline with no filler, or I'm gonna go and try to reset on the next one. What's up, y'all? Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. This is gonna be a little different than what I normally do, because this is not going to be a performance as much as it's going to be a window into, you know, a typical MACK freestyle practice session. Not to just talk about myself in third person real quick, but I just did, so what can I say? It's documented. But nah, this is how I like to practice and work on things. And you know, the first thing is you know, we got to talk about what is the difference between practice and a performance. A lot of people are confused about this, understandably. You know, I was confused about it at a certain time in my life too. You know, I've been playing music since I was 7 years old, so I was taught from an early age what it means to actually practice. And even then, there's levels to understanding what it means to actually practice. And certainly, my conception of practice when I was 7 is much different and less mature than my conception of practice now, or even my conception of practice when I was in high school, college level, post-college, right? I've been playing the drums since I was in 5th grade, and I actually went to college to study jazz as a drummer. So I was constantly practicing and reassessing what it means to actually practice and work strategically at your weaknesses to improve, which is something that doesn't only apply to music, right? It applies to life in general. We all practice all the time to try to improve ourselves, or at least we should.
True.
Level 4 hype train at 81%. Let's go! Go is what I meant to say. Wrong button. Thank y'all. Y'all are going crazy. Let's go. So what is the difference between practice and a performance, just at the basic level, right? You know, the great jazz saxophonist Charlie Parker, who is considered, you know, probably the greatest jazz musician to ever live, the inventor of, in many ways, of the bebop language, which came to define everything that happened in jazz, you know, from the 1940s onward. Charlie Parker said something to the effect of, I'm paraphrasing, something to the effect of, you know, practice your scales, practice your arpeggios, and then forget all that bullshit and just play. Okay. Right? And that's not exactly how, but it was something very similar to that. So what did he mean by that? He meant that when you're in the practice room, you're working in a very strategic way, right? You're setting up certain parameters. You're working on specific goals with a specific...
It's like going to the gym. Like everything is aimed at, okay, you're going to work out here, you're going to do this, because it's that environment. Everything is like pointing towards working out. Same for like a studio or music place or wherever you go to. Like, okay, this is where the magic happens.
Aim in mind, right? But when you go out on that stage to perform, you're letting go of all of those specific goals. You're letting go of all of those scales and arpeggios and methodical, you know, calculated things that you've worked on in the practice room, and you're just letting it all kind of amalgamate in your heart and in your soul and come out through the instrument, right? Yeah. So practice your scales.
Very, very nice explanation.
Practice your chords, and then forget all that shit and just play. That basically sums it up right there. I mean, I think that actually Charlie Parker pretty much got us all the way there. You know, when you're practicing, you're working towards a specific goal methodically. right? You're usually making a lot more mistakes because you know, you're focusing in on a particular goal. On the other hand, when you're performing, you're less likely to make mistakes per se, because if you start to go in a direction where you're uncomfortable, you're just going to change directions and do something that you are comfortable with, right? Does that make sense? So, you know, another thing I used to say to my students all the time was, if you want to sound great, you have to be 100% willing to sound bad, right? Because when you're practicing, you're not always going to sound great, right? Because you're working at things that you can't quite do yet. You're working at things that you haven't mastered yet. And you can always tell the difference. I remember in music school, I would sometimes listen. We had this shared drum practice room. All the drummers in music school had their drum sets set up in this one big room that we all had to share.
Okay.
So we would try to schedule it out, and all right, so-and-so is going to be in here from 1 to 3. I'm going to try to get in right after him. Or, you know, a lot of times it was like, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. so I can get in there and practice before anybody else and kind of stake my claim in the room. So, you know, it was cool. We all had to learn how to work together and compromise and share that space. But when you were sitting outside waiting to get in there, you could always tell if somebody was playing or practicing. If they were playing, they sounded really, really great, right?
Yeah.
If they were practicing, it sounded like they were working something out. So today we're going to try to, you know.
So when you're really playing, it's like it's fluent, and when you're practicing, it's like you're doing it over and you're starting again, and you're starting again, you know.
Work some things out. This is an experiment. I've never done one of these before, so y'all are here for the debut. Welcome. All right, so first thing I'm going to work on before I drop this, set up punchline, right? So this is a freestyle technique, set up punchline. I've talked about it a lot.
Set up punchline.
The way it works is you target a word, right? In this case, I would target the word network. I'm using random word generator, by the way, because it makes this very simple when you're practicing. You're only looking to one place on the screen for the word, and it gives you the word in plain English, right? If somebody holds this up, if I'm rapping about everything I can see and somebody holds this up, first of all, I have to choose to rap about this thing they're holding up. I could also choose to rap about this other thing that somebody else is holding up. Or I could choose to rap about something in the corner I can see. So there's more of a choice that has to be made in terms of where I'm focusing my attention and what I'm going to rap about. And that takes up some of your mental RAM. Just deciding what you're going to rap about when you're looking around. I like
the analogy of mental RAM.
Your mental RAM, right? So on top of that, another layer to it is now I have to choose what I'm going to call this. Am I going to rhyme with water bottle? Am I going to rhyme with hydration? Am I going to rhyme with drinking, sipping, H2O, liquid, container, right? This can be a million different things. It's not clear exactly what it is that I'm going to be targeting. So again, that takes even more mental RAM, right? Not only do I have to look around and select what I'm going to rap about, but now I have to also choose from a long list of options what I'm going to call it. Now, it's most obviously a water bottle, so maybe that just dawns on you quickly and you commit. But still, it's not. It doesn't
That's what
say
happens
water
to me a
bottle
lot.
written on it, right? So you have to use a little bit extra.
It's like you see that it is a water bottle, and it's like, oh shit, what rhymes with water bottle? But you're not. I'm not thinking about, oh, a water bottle could also be a water container, or a water holder, whatever, you know. Or like he said, H2O or all that stuff.
Extra mental RAM to decide what you're going to call it. Yeah, and you know we're leading rappers to the slaughter while we're drinking the water. And we're going full throttle while we're sipping the bottle. But that's a given, so I didn't want to waste too much time on that. Okay, so the first technique is set up punchline. The way it works, I target the word. In this case, it would be soul, right? I put it at the end of my rhyming couplet, right? A rhyming couplet is just 2 lines that end with a rhyming sound. So very simply would be, yo, I'm about to do a little rhyme. This is something that I practice all the time, right? First line, yo, I'm about to do a little line. Or, yo, I'm about to do a little rhyme. Second line, yo, this is something that I do all the time. That's a rhyming couplet, very basically, right? It's the most basic way that we can put, you know, rhyming lyrics together or rhyming poetry together.
So it would be like, I'm sitting here on the bus. People in my chat are always sus.
This shit dates back to like Shakespeare and stuff like that. All right, so rhyming couplet. We're going to target the word, and we're not going to say it at the end of the first line. No, we're not going to burn it up and waste it at the beginning. We're going to put it at the end of the second line. Why? Because whatever goes at the end of the second line is going to be the most impactful thing that we say. You know, we're building up to end with this final rhyming connection. The end of the second line is the moment that it rhymes. Not only that, it's the moment that you incorporate the random word, thus revealing that you're actually improvising, right? It's a massive power position. Anything you put at the end of line 2 is going to be explosive no matter what. Proof of that, anytime you watch a freestyle on Sway or Funk Flex or wherever you're watching a freestyle online, whatever, if you pay attention to when people react and go, oh, right?
Yeah.
It's almost always, 99% of the time, after what's said on line 2 of the couplet.
Okay.
Very rarely would it be, after what's said on line 1, unless they said something so insanely crazy in line 1 that it warranted a reaction before there was even a rhyme, right?
Yeah.
That would very rarely happen. You can say whatever you want in line 1, right? Yo, I pulled up on a purple giraffe. It's like, what? Nah, I'm playing. I just said that shit to make you laugh. Oh, right? Even in that case, in that silly example, it gives you enough satisfaction to feel like, oh, that's the moment where it rhymes and it made sense and it culminated with that make you laugh, right? That's why we're not going to put the target word at the end of line 1. We're going to save it and put it at the end of line 2 in a really strong power position. We're going to quickly work backwards to set up something that rhymes with soul. Okay. Right? That could be a lot of things. Pole. Every time I rhyme, they know I got the pole. People about to feel these lyrics up in their soul. That's a very basic example of a setup punchline couplet based on this word soul. Y'all with me? All right, this is going to be educational
I'm with
too.
you.
This is dope. Not only am I just, it's really, I guess, less of a practice session and more of like an educational session based on the types of things that I practice. So a lot of times the setup line will contain some sort of filler phrase like, hey, yo, it's Harry Mack, or hey, yo, check it, or this is how we do it, right? Or whatever, something that doesn't really mean that much.
I noticed that. Like he talks about himself in the sense of, yo, H-Mac here on your screen, or like, yeah, because it's H-Mac killing the game or something like that,
Assert that much, but allows me the time needed to finish setting that up and then get to the punchline, which is really the important part. So you'll end up with, hey, yo, it's Harry Mack. Y'all know I'm in control. Every time I'm spitting, I'ma bring it from the soul. Hey, yo, it's Harry Mack. Y'all know I'm catching mad wreck. Every time I'm spitting, they be loving every aspect. Hey, yo, it's Harry Mack. I'm dropping all the intellect. I hit you right on. I never do it indirect. Hey, yo, check it. I'm out here bossing. H-Mack copping lyrics from out the auction. Right? So in all of those cases, the very first thing I said each time I pulled up a new word was either, hey, yo, it's Harry Mack, which I became very famous for in the beginning, right? And still do sometimes. Or I think I said, hey, yo, check it. Another one I hear myself saying a lot is I'm on another plane, which became a filler phrase, right? These filler phrases come and go. You invent new ones, and they accidentally get stuck in there and start happening too often. Okay. It's not the worst thing. It's not the end of the world. Filler phrases are kind of a natural part of real, like, improvised freestyling. You need a mental breath sometimes. So sometimes you have to say shit that is just filling up space and keeping it flowing.
I do that a lot with, I don't know what I say. I say something like, yeah, you know what it is, probably. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, you know what it is. Whatever.
So it's not the end of the world, but we're practicing. We're focusing on weaknesses. We're trying to get better. So right now, I'm going to attempt, I'm doing what I'm feeling, right, one time. But when I'm practicing, I'm trying to reduce the filler as much as possible, which is very challenging because you leave yourself almost no room for a mental breath. So we're going to see how it goes. What I'm going to attempt to do is, goddamn, and they had to give me like the 6-syllable word. All right, fairy. So I'm going to attempt to extract like some actual content, not just from the punchline word, but from the setup word as well.
Okay.
I hope I'm not getting too technical and losing everybody, but
I just need to see it.
You always pull some kind of content from fairy, right? My flows sound magical just like a fairy, but you don't usually do it from the setup. You just say some filler shit. Hey, yo, it's Harry Mack. My freestyles vary. All of my lyrics are magical like a fairy.
Yeah.
Well, what if I was able to pull and extract some actual content from the setup word vary, V-A-R-Y, as well?
Okay.
Different every time. My freestyles vary. All of my lines are magical like a fairy.
Boah.
Now we're getting to the point where
that's crazy.
It's basically it's written bars, but it's happening on the fly, right? So that's my goal. And we're gonna try this. Enough talk, man. I've been talking forever. Shout out to everybody watching this right now.
I'm curious how this goes.
Being here. This is the type of shit we're gonna do on Twitch, baby. Let's get it. So let me drop the beat. Set up punchline with. I
have a loop station now, thanks to my boy Clown. As soon as I know how to use this, I'm able to do that kind of stuff too, like hey. But I'll figure it out on the go.
As much as possible. Yeah. Hey. Hey.
Hey, Drichon.
Yeah. Yeah. Notice I'm gonna switch the flow up a lot less. I'm not thinking about flow. I'm thinking about one specific technique, right?
Okay.
All you rappers are bored, stepping in the session just to settle the score. It's like they stabbed me in the chest with a knife. These rappers killing me. I gotta hold the game in my hands. Responsibility, throw you in the garbage. All you artists more trash. Mac about to reign supreme. Check the forecast. They could study, but they couldn't do what I do. I be flying over heads like a bird's eye view. Right where my feet hit the ground, that's where I stand. Yeah, at attention, I'ma hold your command. I be on stage, mic in my palm, I will perform. You rappers embarrassing, you nothing but corn. Hit you like a missile. I'm spitting them projectiles, kick you out the area. Y'all are in exile. Get into the paper, grab the bag, get the loot. Every time that I be flowing, I be growing like some fruit. Like an animal, the way I'm busting out the cage. I could do it in the booth, I can bring it to the stage. People wanna feel my vibe and peep my essence. I'm about to wrap this up just like a present.
Yeah.
Oh, with the game I be flirting. Check the way I put it together with perfect wording. That was a moment I wanted to say, hey yo, it's Harry Mack. Right? I'm not gonna say it. All right, check it. Give me the injection.
It's cool how conscious he is about his this challenge, you know.
In my arm cause I'm sick, I'ma build the foundation, so check the way we layin' bricks. When I flow, y'all know that I grow like a tumor. Rappers got me cracking up, it's straight humor. Throw my flows in the U-Haul, it's time to move. Getting better on the daily, we gonna improve. I be bending over, leaning, I be off kilter. I speak my mind freely, I don't even got a filter. Give me the first place, blue ribbon cause I'm winning. And it's been that way since the beginning. Shining like the solar, I'm up there with the stars. Crush a rapper in the red dust like Mars. I don't need to write it, I recite it off the mental. I gotta have a skill set, that much is essential. The cup is never half empty, mine is half full. AKA I'm positive while chasing my goals. Rappers, I'm about to kill them, they gon' meet their fate. Like your grandfather's father, y'all know that I'm great.
Yeah.
How the fuck could they ever claim that he's not hot? Cause I listen to your flow, I'm about to eavesdrop. Ay, like the Nile River when I flow, my levels stay high, I ain't never been low. Yo, my freestyles make you holler. Shout to Mikey Yeezus, just gave me $100, let's go. I be hurting y'all just like a blister. Yo, the track's my sibling just like a sister. Put you in the last position cause you about to lose. Making your selection, I'm the one you about to choose. I don't need no glasses, but I see it truly clear. I be blowing up, mushroom clouds, flow is nuclear. My whole soul's what I give. Gotta breathe these lyrics and that's just how I live. Like a waiter at the restaurant, Max at your service. I don't make no mistakes cause my flow it is perfect. I'm about to give you the gist. Hey, I'm about to read these lyrics off of the list. It's like that, y'all. All right, we're gonna take a mental break. We're gonna take a mental break. Okay.
A mental break.
All right. Y'all fucking with me? You see what's going on here, right?
I see what's going on.
So something was happening while I was doing that. A lot more than you would see it happen in like the live stream tonight, which is the performance, right? Mm-hmm. I'm practicing for the performance. Every time, right? We're constantly practicing for the performance. Even if we don't have a gig booked or you don't have a stream on the calendar, or you don't know when the performance is going to happen necessarily, but we're practicing every day so that when the performance opportunity comes up, we're ready, right? Imagine if I hadn't been practicing every day when they said, do you want to freestyle next to Kendrick Lamar? I would have been terrified. I was terrified regardless, but I probably wouldn't have shown up.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, side note on the importance of practice. So, what is the thing that was happening more just there than would have been happening tonight in the performance? I was going, right?
That's interesting what Sealad is saying in the chat. What HMAC is talking about, placing the punchline at the end, is one of the main differences with UK rap. So, does that imply what you're saying? That in UK rap, the punchline is sometimes at the beginning line, at the first line? Is that what you mean?
I was making mistakes, right? In those moments, I wanted to use a filler phrase, right? Because I didn't have an idea. I just didn't have an idea.
It often goes in start and works backwards. Goes in start and works backwards. Oh, okay. I see, yeah.
I didn't get the idea in time. You're not always going to have an idea in time, right? When we're doing this shit live with a beat, it's like we put the clock on the chess game, right? We can't take as long as we want to come up with what we're going to say. We only have a very short amount of time to come up with what we're going to say so that it can be in the pocket and land in rhythm. We're practicing so that we can always have that idea at the ready. But, of course, at times we're going to fall short of that, right? So normally, if that were to happen during a performance, I would just go off on some other shit, cover it up, right? A big part of performing as an improviser is knowing how to cover your mistakes up by turning them into something else.
Yep.
So as an example,
that's in beatbox as well. Like if you are beatboxing, and let's say you're doing, I'll keep it simple. You're doing a, and you miss one, and you go like, you can reset and go like, oh, wait, or you can turn it into, and you make something else of it. You know, it's just like a example.
If I was trying while I was performing, if I was kind of locked into this setup punchline and not really having any filler, but it came to a part where I didn't have an idea, I might just go switch the flow and start doing some crazy rhythmic shit, right? So that'd be like, rocking on the beat. When it comes to lyrics, man, they know I'm so discreet. I be in it and I win it, never timid. Mac about to go off, the flow bars, the lyrical show off. They hit you hard when I'm improving. Hey, now peace to the people who be getting with my movement. Yeah, getting cleaner, I change your whole demeanor, right? So I started doing crazy shit. I started flipping the flow, saying changing my voice up, creating melodies. All really, really dope shit, right? Like that stuff is awesome. That's like essential. You have to practice that too, right? Flows and melodies. So I'm not saying that shit is whack. In fact, that's one of the best parts of I guess my style, right? Or whatever. I mean, I think that's one of the coolest parts.
He can like, you know.
But we're practicing something specific right now. So I'm not allowing myself to go into that. Right? I'm working on setup punchline with no filler. And I'm focused on that. So either I'm going to accomplish the setup punchline with no filler, or I'm going to go, and try to reset on the next one. But I'm not going to allow myself to go into, you know, evacuation mode or go off on something else, you know, and start switching the flow and doing all that fun, funky stuff. That's for another practice session. Right? Maybe tomorrow I want to work on
I'm going to check it out probably.
My cadences and my melodies and how to get really funky on a beat. And that's a whole
I'm probably going to check out some more of those instructions because I'm going to be practicing this with this new insight, you know, and then gradually watch another video when I feel like I'm ready for more information so I don't get like overwhelmed with other stuff that's how I did with beatbox, you know, just focus on specific techniques, specific sounds, and then gradually take in more, you know.
Other world that can be explored, but we're not in that world right now. And again, that's the difference between practice and performance. I'm practicing something specific to get better at one isolated part of the technique. Right? That's essential. You have to break it into isolated pieces. If I can master setup punchline with no filler, like to a black belt 9-degree level, right? If I can master that one piece, it's going to make my whole style so much stronger, right? But if every time I sit down to practice it, I allow myself to go off on rhythmic, freaky stuff, or I allow myself to go into storytelling, or I allow myself to go into a lot of filler bars that are just kind of already in my brain, it's cool. I'll sound good. I'll have fun. I'll feel good about myself. Yeah, I'm dope, man. I never mess up. But I'm not actually getting better, right? And that's why even streaming, well, I might be getting a little better, right? But the progression will be very slow. Right? So what we're trying to do, we're not trying to improve at a snail's pace. You feel me? All right, so let's try it again. I'm going to finish out this beat. Same goal, setup, punchline, but we're trying to have no filler on the setup side, as little as possible. We're trying to extract actual content on the setup side. Let's get it. Yeah. Come on, hey, CEO of Freestyles. It's a boss thing, running y'all down like it was Animal Crossing. Make them yell out, Jesus Christ, my gosh. I be on stage, I'm the one that y'all watch. Rappers got me snoring when they rapping, yo, they Boris. I be looking overhead, see the whole forest. Make it happen real quick, that's in a hurry. I'm judging all you rappers like a member of the jury. My lyrics hard like granite or an erection. Y'all out of line, I'm making me a correction. Greatest off the top, what I always been, y'all. Kinda like my brain has some hard drive installed. Never falling off my freestyle mission. I'm a great rapper and in addition, also a great human. My story, I be telling it. I'm working on the daily for the freestyle development. They will open up their hearts cause they loving me. MACK rapping, I'm making mad discoveries. I said they open up their hearts and give me love. Never hating on me and they never hold a grudge. I heard you spit the verse, I said that rap was cute, but my lyrics gon' get you twisted like the absolute. I don't need to write it down, I'd rather do it off the brain. I'll be here forever, kinda like a permanent stain. brain. All up in this rhyme scheme I maintain, cause it just so happened to rhyme with entertain. Write it like it was a freestyle report. Got you staying late like we at the resort. Now river flows, that's the way it goes. H-Mac, lyric like a ball when I throw. Might get twisted, then I'm rapping bent, but had to cut the liquor out, too many accidents. They could wear a mask, I ain't scared of them. I'ma save the day, kinda like a heroine. I be winning in the battle. I go deep with the oceanic, y'all are shallow. All up in my head where the rain's formed. I'm about to hit you with the brainstorm. Kinda like a creek or river, how I flow. I'm like a yellow caution sign, y'all gotta drive slow. Rappers better pay attention, mind your biz. I'm about to show all of y'all what it is. Shout to Yuck Mouth, raiding with the party 27. H-Mac, I be sending rappers straight to heaven. I ain't just got one, y'all, I got hella zones. Lyrically, I stay connected like a telephone. There's no way they could compete with my niceness. You can't ride the fence, man, you gotta be decisive.
Yeah.
Rapping in this country, but I'm scared for the nation. We need less hatred and more real creation. Vomiting over tracks because I'm sick. Rolling with a chick, she look thick. Come on, we get swaggy on it, y'all know how we do. H-Mac, yo, I'm leaving rappers blue. I see H-Mac, yo, the ultimate filler. All right.
H-Mac, yo.
Yes, indeed, the practice session is in full effect. Hey, yeah, there's that air horn. We're making mistakes, but we're embracing the mistakes. We're celebrating the mistakes. All right, so does that, are y'all following me on that? Are y'all messing with me on that? The setup punchline, trying to reduce the filler as much as possible on the on the setup side, right? So that's what we're all about. That's something that I love to practice. Yeah. And again, I told you, like I said, this is more of like an educational, me explaining my practice philosophy and the types of things that I work on. If I was actually just by myself in my room, not talking to you guys on stream, you know, just like in my space, in my sacred space practicing, I would work on that a lot longer, probably just half an hour just working on that, right? And again, it's about isolating the individual pieces, right? It's about isolating the individual pieces of the technique and working them, right? And until you can really get in the zone with it. Mm-hmm. Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for watching the video. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did,
I did enjoy it. Learned a lot. I'm gonna probably watch this again in my free time. Make a couple notes about the important stuff. But about the setup punchline stuff, it's very insightful information. Gonna make it a lot easier to do freestyles if I practice that, you know. But guys, thank you for watching. If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys the next time.